All you animal lovers should go find this GoFundMe page that is set up for this young lady to facilitate her funeral. And you should give some kind of a contribution, some kind of a donation, especially if you have something slick to say. There will be a lot of dog lovers who will say stuff like, she must have done something wrong. Or they'll say stuff like, I don't know. Dogs don't normally do that. I think she must have been trying to do something or something. Some way they will try to blame it on the victim, right? Because they love dogs so much. They literally put dogs above humans. I'm telling you right now, I'm a dog lover too, but I put humans above dogs, okay? There is no discussing that with me and you getting me over to the side where I will ever believe that a human life is equal to that of a dog's life. Anyways, a Texas college student was killed in a vicious dog attack while she was pet sitting 3 pit bulls who her grieving mother said all seemed to love her before the dogs inexplicably jumped on her and mauled her to death. These are dogs that she was used to. These are dogs that she had played with before, she had petted before, she had spent an extensive amount of time with these dogs before, and these dogs ended up turning on her in the blink of an eye. Before I even get into her story, I had 2 of these types of dogs, right? And I remember one day I was in my backyard and I was just sitting down chilling and my dogs were around me. And my female dog, her name was Princess. Princess had grown to 100 pounds. And Kojo Princess was 120 pounds, my female. And Kojo, my male, he was 100 pounds. And for some reason, my dog just started staring me down and would not break stare. You know when somebody is trying to look at you as if they are trying to intimidate you or try to make you feel scared like they're about to do something to you, so they stare at you in an intimidating way? This is the vibe that I got. And so I started staring back at my dog because I was trying to figure out, like, what the hell? Why are you staring at me like that? We've never had that type of interaction before. And I've had those dogs since they were teeny tiny puppies who would get lost in my house, like under furnitures. We couldn't find them. So they had grown to over 100 pounds. So I've had them their whole lives, right? So it's not like I got them from somebody who might have abused them before and they're like suffering from PTSD and they might have flashbacks and end up attacking me. These are my dogs who were raised, well-trained. We ran together a lot. They had a lot of opportunity every single day to burn off energy, all that, well-fed. And these dogs started staring me down as if they wanted to fight. So in the moment that I was staring back at my dog started going, and it started growling like it wouldn't stop growling. And then the sides of the dog's mouth started like flaring, and I started seeing those sharp ass canine teeth, and the intense look in that dog's face only got more intense. And I was like, oh shit, I'm about to be attacked by my dogs. And if both of them jump on me, that's over 200 pounds of dogs on me, massive pit bulls. So I decided right then, I'm about to get up and suddenly go in the house. So I acted as if I was not going to move, and I made one mad dash inside my own house, and I locked the door. And I left them outside for a while. And I was even scared to go back out there and get them later. But I just left them so they ran around in the yard, hopefully changed their minds and whatever it was they were thinking about. But ever since that day, my goal was to get rid of them 2 damn dogs because I saw it coming. There's a story here that recently happened about a woman whose dog mauled her and bit her face so badly she doesn't even want to look in the mirror again. Took her nose off completely. She has a prosthetic nose now. And when she moves the prosthetic nose, it's only 2 holes in the middle of her face, no nose there. And around that area and around her eye, the rest of her face is all scarred up. That's not worth keeping a dog around for if you know that that's possible. I'll leave dogs alone. So in her case right here, in this particular story, it says that a Texas college student was mauled to death in a vicious dog attack while she was dog sitting three pit bulls. And three pit bulls who she had been around before. And her mom said they seemed to love her before. Madison Riley, may her soul rest in peace. Madison Riley was only 23 years old and she was found dead in the backyard of a residential home in Texas, in Tyler, Texas, around 4:15 p.m. on Friday. A neighbor heard all the commotion, heard Madison screaming, heard the dogs growling and biting, and called 911. The neighbor was smart enough to not even go over there to try to help because the neighbors apparently saw what was happening and realized, hey man, it's one of those situations where it's either her or me. If I jump over there, those dogs might stop biting her and take me on and start killing me. So I'm just going to call 911 and stay here. I know people are going to get in the comment section now and say stuff like, why didn't you go for a gun and shoot it? Why didn't you throw some rocks over there? Why didn't you? Why didn't you? Why didn't you? Why didn't you? Because they didn't. Coulda, woulda, shoulda, but didn't. Yeah. So the deputy said that Smith County Sheriff's Office reported that point. After they got the call from the neighbor, they drove over to the address, emergency type situation, and three pit bulls had already done pounced up on Madison, and they had, seems like, already killed her. The dogs, when the police got there, said that the police said the dogs diverted their attention from the girl. She had already been fatally bitten. She was dying. And when the dogs saw the police, the dogs turned around and in a pack-like style, all three of them saw him and started coming towards him. I know he ain't taking no chances because I sure the hell wouldn't either. So they started coming towards him and he said he unholstered his weapon, service weapon, and he fired at one of the dogs, killing it instantly. Now, once he did that, the other two dogs ran away back further into the property, and that gave this officer the time and the ability to get to this young lady that was laying on the ground. Riley's mother, Jennifer Hubble, she told the news outlet that she just dropped to her knees when she heard that her daughter was dead. She couldn't take it. She couldn't even stand up straight no more. She dropped down to her knees. She said that they had always been that way. She said that they hadn't always been that way. Those dogs were not like that before. Something happened and those dogs changed. The college student was an experienced dog sitter. She was no stranger to this. She was an experienced dog sitter. She loved dogs. She had previously babysat the family's children for weeks on end. And since while she was babysitting them, she was always around the dogs as well. She figured that these dogs, and they liked her. And she was good. She was like family. And it would be okay for her to go dog sit for that family while the family goes out of town. Now, it's unclear if Riley was also looking after the family's children at the time when she was killed by these dogs. But the sheriff's office said that the homeowners were out of town at the time of the attack. I don't think she was babysitting the children. I think it was just the dogs. And I'll give you that information in a second. So Riley was just about 6 months away from earning her bachelor's degree at the University of Texas at Tyler. She chose to specialize in early childhood education, which her mama said was in part inspired by her younger brother's experience growing up with autism. So she wanted to get into early education, early childhood education. And so she pursued a bachelor's degree in early childhood education, which she would have gotten her bachelor's degree a few months from now. Her K through third grade students adored her. Her kindergarten through third grade students absolutely adored her. She had a gift for making every child feel safe and special and loved. Madison's heart was made for that type of work, her mom wrote on a GoFundMe page. A court hearing has now been set for the two surviving pit bulls, and they're scheduled to go to court in a day or next week, Wednesday. Once they get to court, I'm pretty sure that they're going to decide if they should be put down. I would advise them. I would advise them to kill those dogs. Put them down. Get rid of them. So, investigators assigned to the case are working with the Smith County District Attorney's Office to determine if the dog owners, who were reportedly out of town at the time, will actually face charges. I am sure they're also thinking about putting these dogs down. Honestly, kill the dogs, man. And I hate to say it like that, but you got to put those dogs down. Once they've killed, they cannot be like rehabilitated. They can't be turned back into house pets. You gotta like get rid of them. You know, they'll have that taste of blood in their minds forever, and they will eventually do it again. Now, following Madison's death, a GoFundMe was set up to cover her funeral costs, and her mom, Jennifer Hubble, wrote on the page. This is what she wrote on the page: that she was shattered by the news. She said, "My beautiful, full of love, full of life, free-spirited daughter was killed in a sudden and vicious dog attack. Maddie was love. She was light. She was kindness. She was laughter. She was fierce in the most beautiful and disarming way. She loved life with her whole heart, and she moved through the world with a free spirit that filled those around her." Madison was just, like I said before, 6 months away from completing her degree in her bachelor's degree in early childhood education at the University of Texas at Tyler, and had already found her true purpose in teaching young children. It is also said that those young children loved her dearly because of the way how she made each child feel. Such a waste. Such a waste. Man, I hope that her family finds peace. This one is hard. It's always hard for a mother to bury her own child, let alone so young, so vibrant, full of life, promising, all that other stuff. That's just nothing I would wish on even my worst enemy, man. Sad. But we'll stay close to this story. And my advice in closing on this video is, if it's called a dog, it'll bite. It will bite. There are a lot of people who go, "Oh, don't worry, she's not bad," or he won't bite you. They just want to play. No, take your damn dog and go somewhere. Okay? And I'm not going into anybody's house who have, especially pit bulls, especially if they're grown. Take that dog somewhere else. Lock it up, or I'm not coming around. Because those dogs, over and over and over and over, have proven that they have no chill. They bite whoever they feel like biting when they're ready to bite. Y'all be careful out there. I'll catch you on the next video. It's BrainFLoTv. I'm out. Peace.